This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith.
It's a foggy Sunday morning, but we are ready for some college soccer to get us going and help kickstart our week on News Channel Nebraska. Thank you for joining us today live from Norfolk, Nebraska at Memorial Field. My name is Kalen Devin alongside Luke Stera here today. A little foggy. The lights are on at this early in the morning today, Luke. So yeah, that is always interesting to see. You don't usually see that this early on in the day.
Well, I think the weather is going to be interesting twofold today, not only because of the fog that we're seeing this morning, but also partly because this game is being as early as it is, 9 in the morning, having to be moved up in time due to heat advisories and excessive heat warnings that are set to take into effect this afternoon. So this game, all sorts of weather could impact how this game goes. First off, here in the morning for the women's game, we're going to see dense fog. It's, not so much. It was a little more bearing down on the field earlier, but starting to clear off a little bit. But as the day goes on, we'll see that heat start to take into effect, especially if the sun starts to eke out. That's going to make the pitch turf here at Veterans Memorial Field very hot. It's going to be a fun day today.
Northeast and South Suburban ready to get some things going. You're taking a look right there of the Bulldogs in South Suburban. Head coach Tony Gonzalez, he is the coach of the men's and women's program here at South Suburban, which you don't see that a whole lot, but you know that he is ready to help lead his team on the road today. They come from South Holland, Illinois, which is just south of Chicago. So they've traveled a long way up here, and they're ready to play some competitive soccer. A year ago, 14-4 was the record for South Suburban. They've had some pretty good seasons in the past. This is a quality team, but they will really have their hands full with a Northeast Hawks team that has been Region 11 champs back-to-back seasons. They made it to nationals a year ago. I mean, this is a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say too much. A top 10 team in the country in the Northeast women's program. It's not even just the women, it's the men as well. Very great programs here at Northeast Community College, and the community loves it to see both of the teams be as successful as they are. So it's just going to be a fun day today.
We're getting ready for our starting lineups thanks to our friends at Medica. Make sure to check them out. Medica Health Plans, you're not just covered, you are cared for. We'll come on back with kickoff next on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show.
Diabetes is a health condition often treated by a primary care physician, but some special care could be needed from an endocrinologist. Let's meet one with Faith Regional. Joined now by Dr. Caitlin Brow, an endocrinologist with Faith Regional Physician Services. Our topic right now is diabetes, and that's a common term that people know, but they might not know exactly what it is. What is diabetes and what are the symptoms?
So diabetes is essentially high blood sugar. And it's high blood sugar either from a lack of insulin that's made by a gland in the body called the pancreas, the inability of that insulin to work at other glands and organs in the body, or insulin resistance.
Now this can happen at different points in life, and that can be a different type of diabetes. What are the main different types?
Type 1 diabetes is where the pancreas doesn't make enough insulin or doesn't make any insulin at all. And so treatment of type 1 diabetes is actually insulin. And actually that can happen anytime during our lifetime. It's kind of a misnomer. We think about type 1 diabetes being more of a juvenile diagnosis, but it can happen at any time in life. So type 2 diabetes is when the body makes insulin, but that insulin has trouble working at other glands and target organs, so that's called insulin resistance. And so we actually are more apt to develop that when we are overweight. It can go along with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. It can run in families more so. A third type of diabetes that we don't often think about is gestational diabetes, and this is higher blood sugar during pregnancy. Interestingly, having gestational diabetes can put you at risk for development of type 2 diabetes in the future.
What symptoms should someone be looking out for and possibly get looked at?
Some common symptoms of higher blood sugar include increased thirst or increased urination. Sometimes you can have blurry vision or poor wound healing. Those are all symptoms of potentially having some higher blood sugar.
Well, Dr. Brow, thanks so much for sharing your knowledge.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
All right, let's get going. Northeast Hawks hosting the South Suburban Bulldogs on News Channel Nebraska. Kaylin Devin along with Luke Stera here today on a foggy Sunday morning, but we're getting ready for some action here this morning.
Yeah, it's great. It's, college sports are back, man. We had college football Saturday, kickoff weekend with week 0 yesterday, and we got a full slate of games this week in the college football ranks, not just in the Division I ranks. We've got a couple Division II games, UNK and Chadron State, Wayne State, Missouri, SNT, both games on NCN this week. Just excited to see. Just sports are back, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's great to see. We've lasted with the preseason in the NFL. MLB is a drag at times, especially when you're someone, not me, but supporting the White Sox, 31-99 record. You got to love seeing the colleges back in session and seeing the sports back in action here.
We're ready to thrive with some fall sports. It all starts today with Northeast have not played a game on this season. They did play an exhibition earlier this year, earlier in the month, but have not played an actual game tallied on the schedule yet. Meanwhile, South Suburban, they drew in their first game of the season to Iowa Central. So they fought hard. That's a solid Iowa Central team. They just could not come up with the win, but you'll take a draw rather than a loss.
Yeah, I mean, especially as your first game of the season, and this is just true amongst all sports. The first game is always the game you're getting into a rhythm, trying to find what works, trying to find what doesn't work, and sometimes that can be just as hard as trying to find the things that work. And you're on the road your first 2 games of the season, going to Iowa and going to Nebraska. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams respond after a tie a couple days ago to Iowa Central for South Suburban, and Northeast kicking off their season.
And here we go. We are ready to roll thanks to our friends at Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Northeast takes the possession early as soon as South Suburban was able to control it. Here's Gordon.
Yeah, and especially in the first game of the season, you're going to see this quite a bit. Both teams just trying to feel each other out. You may not see too much action as far as goals are concerned early on, especially for Northeast. Maybe they want to, start off on that front foot, get their season off to a good start. And for South Suburban, obviously getting 2 goals in their last game, it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out here in the first 10 minutes or so.
Early chance for Northeast that goes a little too wide, but they will keep possession and have good field position here to try to make something happen. Allie Gordon put a nice foot to ball to give it a chance. Here's Megan Derby. We'll toss it in to McDonald. This is poked away by Gill and going back out of bounds, out of touch.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, especially on throw-ins. You see it. We talked about it last time we called a soccer game. I believe it was Kearney and Norfolk.
It was.
Last soccer season for the girls. But, a nice chance there just going up for the Hawks. But it's always interesting to see teams, how they handle throw-ins. It's always a kind of a set piece for teams. You've seen it more so over the last, I'd say, 10 years or so. Nice play here for the Hawks, especially just starting off. Great cross in, just a little bit too high on that first touch.
Yeah, Germendi, a solid look there for the Hawks. You know that Northeast will want to control possession for the majority of the game. And they're doing a pretty good job of that here. Couple early opportunities for the Hawks as this goes out beyond goal, and it will be a goal kick.
No, I think
Rather a corner. There you go.
Yeah, and you kind of saw it there on that, call it defensive possession for the Hawks. They were pushed up, really pressing the Bulldogs here early.
I do like the powder blue. It's one of the best looking sports. It's kind of a powder blue, maybe a little darker.
Carolina blue, I'd say.
Color experts?
No, definitely not on my end, I can tell you that. I like the all whites. I like to keep it simple.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
That's always good. This is brought in by Marley Leister. South Suburban trying to get a run at it.
Yeah, chance at a counterattack here. They've been great defensive stop there for the Hawks, but they've been stacking their side of the field on, all 11 players basically on the back side.
And here's a good opportunity. Bingley try to make a move. That's some really good defense. But taken back out. Now here's a shot. Good save.
It's a great chance there for the Hawks, right into the middle of the defense there. Staying through, great through ball from the Hawks. Good chance on goal, just right at the keeper.
Yeah, Adio Silka had a nice shot. Really good look at it, but just saved by Killis in goal. Got a freshman goalkeeper.
And I think that's one of the most interesting things about community colleges. You see a nice cross here, good first touch, but again, just right at the keeper, right into the arms. But again, it's one of my favorite parts of community college is that, you only get 2 years with these athletes, aside from COVID, obviously. But
Right.
You only get 2 years with these athletes, and, sometimes you've got a hodgepodge of athletes that you're just trying to get the best out of them, and you've only got a short timeline compared to your 4-year schools that you see.
But it is nice because you can get some high-level soccer right away. As soon as you're done playing high school sports, you go right to the community college level.
And then obviously for, some of these players, it's kind of just a starting point for them. Maybe they do end up going the JUCO route and going
right
to a D1 school or a D2 school, wherever that may be. So, not only is there pressure on the coaches to make sure that, they're doing their job and making sure everyone gels well, but some of these athletes are trying to really make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and both of these teams have had players move on to higher levels within the last few years. Northeast keeping possession on their side of the pitch. Another good stop defensively, Ezzy Castro.
Yeah, Castro, if she's not able to get a foot to that, there was a Bulldog running down. Could have had a through ball there, maybe had a free chance on goal, but avoids the pressure for now.
Bulldogs are just trying to get a look on their side. They have been playing a lot of defense early.
Like I said, right now they've got 2 forwards. That's Mendoza and Valadez up front now. They're just kind of keeping it to the back seeing what they can develop on their side of the field. They're just kind of pinging the balls upfield just to see if they can get wayward ball. You never really know where it could go, but a little bit of pressure here causing that mistake from the Hawks. So we'll see what the Bulldogs can conjure up here as their, first real chance at an attack.
And a whistle going against Northeast.
It looks like that foul was called on Milana Germendi there. So set piece here for the Bulldogs. So we'll kind of see what they try to do here, whether it's a low swinging cross, whether they try to attack further in the inside of the 18-yard box.
Gonzalez will boot it, and the Hawks are there to take it away. But here's a shot that just goes over. Really good look on the rebound for the Bulldogs.
Again, great cross there, couple deflections, and then nice first touch shot there, just going a bit over the bar.
Here's Aaliyah Gordon. Hawks playing a little bit of defense here, trying to get it back toward the center of the pitch.
This beautiful triangle passing right now from the Hawks, obviously triangle in the name, setting up 3 players and just passing it between the defense. Setting up so it's not just a one-on-one every single time you touch the ball. Kind of have that 3-on-1. Got to make sure your passing is on point, though.
Northeast had a pretty good look there, but Alanis Gonzalez, who's already been everywhere today, made a good stop. Here come the Bulldogs.
Got a chance for a through ball here.
Calix tries to put it out in front. But there's Castro playing center back.
And right now, 10 minutes gone. Is about what you kind of expect for both teams as far as, got that one shot on goal. Good save from the Bulldogs, but no real chances for either team aside from that one.
We've seen about one real shot on goal each side. But otherwise, that just get over the bar, and then Northeast attempt was saved.
And I think you mentioned it, both teams, obviously exhibition games for the Hawks earlier this August. But South Suburban's kind of has the edge in experience as far as this season is concerned, as they obviously played Iowa Central a couple days ago. Got that the first game jitters out of them. Didn't lose, didn't win. Like you said, ties better than nothing. And so we'll just see if that comes into play. If the Hawks are just one step slower than the Bulldogs.
Northeast had to play against some high-level competition in their exhibition, though. They take on North Dakota, and lost that. You lose that 9-0, but again, you're talking about a Division I university versus a community college. So playing that kind of competition, as frustrating as it might be, will only help in the long run. A little bit of a collision as down goes McDonald.
I like to see that, though. Aggressive play from both teams. Stopping that was Yadi Mendez there on the run for the Hawks. That was Olivia McDonald. A nice stop there by Mendez, but like you said, that provides experience, yes. Did lose 9-0, but again, that's still Division I school. Regardless of the outcome, that's kind of where you want to be. If you're Northeast, you want to see how you do against a D1 team, kind of that measuring stick. Just see areas you need to improve, and plus, it'll help your players especially. They learn, they see that.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
The Northeast is playing pretty tied up on South Suburban. Almost gave it away for a goal opportunity.
And for the Bulldogs, that's kind of the last thing you want, is just a wayward pass getting away from you right into the open arms of a Hawks forward.
Province had to get that away before the pressure from South Suburban got up there, and there's a nice job by Charlene Mendoza. Couple substitutes coming in for Northeast. At least bringing in one for now, and that is Maya Dack. Oh, nice movement here, McDonald.
Pass was just a little bit behind. Osilka had a chance there to really push forward, but they're still getting something.
Northeast is pushing here. Gets off, and that is off the foot of the Bulldogs. Northeast again with another opportunity. Gordon trying to center things. Dak. Now a deep shot right into the gloves of Taylor Killis.
Yeah, right now Killis doing a good job. Both routine saves for her so far. Speaks of the defense not really allowing the Hawks to get a good look on goal. But still, Northeast testing Killis here early.
This is Milana Gurmendi. Check it out here. Gurmendi took the shot very deep. Osilka. And there's a nice defensive play by Juarez. Our first half today is thanks to our friends at Yankton Medical Clinic. Norfolk, they are building a Norfolk legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you today and every day at Yankton Medical Clinic. "15 minutes through our first half of play. Still scoreless.
I really like that play from Talia Sanders there. It was a nice ball, kind of floating, almost in that no man's land. But again, a great clear from the Bulldogs, and they're doing exactly what they need to do in reference to Northeast. Obviously, again, top 10 team in the country for a reason. You got to make sure you're on your game. And like I said, that could benefit them as we head further in this half. The fact that they have already got that game under their belt. Because in exhibition matches, yes, they give you some experience, but it's not the same as playing, I don't want to say a real game, but an in-season game. It's just a little bit different.
A lot of times you're trying to mess around with the lineup. You're getting everybody in, trying to get some playing time for everyone against an opponent like North Dakota. So and most of the time for both teams there, you're probably not going to be starting everybody. And that's what we saw with the men's side of the Hawks when they had the exhibitions against Drake and Creighton. You're just trying to get some experience for everybody, and it's just a really cool opportunity to be able to go play a Division I opponent.
especially one as vaunted as Creighton. Obviously, maybe if soccer isn't your forte, Creighton, a very good program.
Right.
In the
2 years
ranks.
ago was a Final Four team in the country.
Yes. So, I mean, that's a program that you can kind of model after, especially. You know, Nebraska, albeit slowly starting to grow the sport of soccer.
Right.
You know, obviously a team in
Women's
Omaha.
soccer team was very good last year for
the
UNL.
For UNL, they were ranked sixth, they were ranked this season heading into it. Just lost to Duke, I believe.
They lost a couple games early this season.
Yep.
But that happens. You'll take your hits. I think you'd rather take your hits earlier than later.
Yeah, I just think, like I said, it speaks to the growth of soccer. Obviously, you know, Class A, Class B soccer, still very popular. Teams travel very well to watch their team. And there's great soccer in this state. You know, whether you're looking at a team like Norfolk or Northeast here in Norfolk, or you're heading to the metro parts of the state in Omaha and Lincoln, and even in rural areas of the state, soccer is just slowly growing, and it's great to see. And you've got a handful of good teams to choose from at the college ranks and at the high school ranks.
Got 6 Nebraska Nebraska grown players on this team for Northeast. So you've got that pipeline through the state. Columbus, Grand Island, Kearney, Scottsbluff, all places where you can definitely see some soccer growth.
Well, I think it's just quite funny, you know. It goes, I don't want to say full circle, but another chance, but right into the arms of Killis. But you know, it's funny that looking at the roster for Northeast, I saw Province, and I remember the Kearney game I was referring to. Liberty Province scoring a goal for Kearney in their 1-0 win against Norfolk. But I mean, there's talent. Madison Province obviously starting for the Hawks at the college level. So, like I said, there is talent in the state.
Yeah, you see it a lot in Kearney, too. Kearney's really becoming a hub for some high school soccer in Nebraska. They've got a good program there at UNK, and they've got some solid players for the Kearney Bearcats, including the Provinces, like you mentioned. South Suburban at midfield. This is taken away by Dak. It's Castro here.
Yeah, but even with the growth they've seen here at Northeast with their soccer programs, you know, and cultivating talent here in Nebraska, I think it's just so interesting to see some of the players that end up in Norfolk, you know, from different countries. We'll talk about it during the men's game, but even the women, obviously Australia, New Zealand,
Germany, Netherlands, Wales.
I mean, it's crazy to see that these players from across not just the country but the world are coming to play for a college in Norfolk. You know, it's awesome to see.
Samantha Bayer with the corner. Have a quick substitution. Waiting to see what they decide to do here. For Northeast, it is Chet Cuddy coming in. Here's a deep kick off the head and saved by Killis again. Another good look from the Hawks, but Killis is doing some work in goal today, and that was Province with the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I mean, every shot has been right at Killis today, but I love that header because when you get a header, if you can't get the power on it, just try to drive it in the ground because you never know where it's going to end up bouncing.
And check it out again here on our Madison County Bank replay. A really good look.
Yeah, attacking that back post, but Killis obviously aware of that's kind of the weak spot. Not getting caught out flat-footed and not able to move to where the ball's going.
a whistle against the Hawks. Now this Northeast program led by Coach Chad Miller in his 7th year. What's really cool about this is in his 7 years as this program has existed, Northeast has never had a losing record. His first year was 8-7, and from then on they've won double-digit games in every single season since. A couple titles in Region 11, a couple national appearances. I mean, they are very good. And what's funny, too, is last year Northeast had their season ended by Jones College, and that's who they've got coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, and I think that kind of speaks to wanting to schedule teams who you know you're going to have to be at the same level as them in order, to capture the ultimate goal, which is a title, And this team obviously, like you said, has some experience, won the Region 11 championship last season against Iowa Central, 2-1.
These two teams also played last year. Northeast got the better of South Suburban, 2-0. A good game. We're seeing that here. South Suburban hasn't had a lot of opportunities lately. Gordon going quickly.
Yeah, and I think, kind of referring to it, both teams wanting to, especially early in the season, because you can use a game like this as a measuring stick. Both teams, obviously, good teams, So you kind of want to see where you're at talent-wise, and I think that's a point of emphasis for both teams heading into this season.
Bernice Zepeda and Zamara Killis coming in for the Bulldogs. That goes off Killis, and here come the Hawks. And this will go back to Northeast.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many tough fouls today. Only been
nothing brutal. Nothing too egregious yet. But hey, there's still plenty of game time.
Yep, you took the words out of my mouth there.
You think about contact sports, you don't usually think of soccer as a contact sport, but it gets physical.
Yeah, and I mean, not even just playing the game. I know soccer athletes are some of the, how do I want to say it, physically
best
ready
in shape,
yeah, best in shape athletes, because, I mean, yeah, you get your downtimes, but you're playing 45 minutes one half, 45 minutes another.
That ball just hit Mendoza in the face, and she is a little dazed.
Yeah, and anytime you get a head injury, or obviously you can't tell if it isn't a head injury, but anything dealing with the head, you always want to check on a player, especially in this day and age. Obviously, concussions are always a concern. And so just making sure, giving her a quick look, and looks like she's good to go.
And she's laughing about it now.
Yeah, for the most part, both teams kind of, I don't want to say stagnant, but, haven't seen too much from either team yet.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of aggression yet. Make sure to stick around for our halftime show. It's brought to you by Insurance 365 and Visit Kearney.
Here's a chance.
Oh, nice move. That was Mendoza going back to the middle and no one there.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication there between the Bulldogs. Now the Hawks have a chance here.
This is really where you will start to see the tempo move up a bit. Some speed here on the outside, and that just gets away from Holbrook. But the last 10-15 minutes is where you see lots of opportunities on both sides because they just try to go so quickly. Line driver taken by Holbrook and then booted away. Another foul against Northeast.
And we'll see. We just almost at. Oh, go ahead.
The official and Gordon are talking about it here. Kind of wondering what it is, but looks to be all good.
Yeah, no, like you said, there's not really been too many egregious challenges so far in this game. Refs kept the cards in his pocket, had the whistle every once in a while, but just kind of setting the ground rules like, hey, let's just make sure we're keeping things clean here.
I think the best thing you can do as an official and a player is get an explanation on, hey, why did I get that foul called against me? I thought I was doing everything right. What happened?
Yeah, it's a two-way street. I mean, and most players aren't going to argue with an official too much. Most players really just want an explanation as to, you know, where are we blowing the play at.
Great opportunity. Bayer gets it up, and then there's Killis able to grab it.
Great recognition there from Killis. I mean, you know, the last thing you want to do is just let them take the ball there.
Lilienthal will pass it back over to Derby. Oh, yeah. Just spins out. So this is a corner for, not a corner, excuse me, just a throw-in. It's close, though. Brings in Joey Long.
Yeah, it looks like they're amping up for a long throw here. There it is.
Oh, boy. That was pretty. Killis is able to grab it, though. Wow.
I don't want to say you see that quite a bit. He's doing it back, or doing a
I don't think
flip.
you see that super often.
Maybe I just watch too much soccer. You
Professional soccer?
Yeah, you see it every once in a while.
College level's a little different there.
Hey, maybe. No, that was great. I mean, that's exactly what you want from a throw-in, really challenge the back line and the keeper. But Killis so far today, anytime her number's been called, she's been doing a great job back there, staying active, not letting anything, you know, leave her grasp. You know, that one, a little bit hairy on the first bobble, but was able to maintain control, keep things going, and cooking for the Bulldogs.
Talk about the athletic prowess, though, and just the physicality, the ability for some of these players.
Oh,
That was
what a
very
move.
impressive.
I mean, that was great strength there.
Mendoza takes a shot, and that, oh my goodness, able to fall in. Charlene Mendoza twisting and turning into the goal.
Yeah, and that just started from the strength to not only hold off the defender on the beginning of that run, but also it takes some guts to let a shot like that fly, and that was perfect, just lofting the keeper.
So South Suburban goes on top. Take a look at this shot again. Mendoza lets it rip off of the top bar and drops in.
And now,
Off the crossbar, man. Wow.
I mean, that really sets the tone for the game. 30 minutes gone so in this first half. We'll kind of see how Northeast responds, First game of the season, first time you're facing a little bit of adversity. It's a good test for the Hawks. And we'll just see how they respond. Again, that was one of the first real chances for the Bulldogs so far this game, and Mendoza answered the call.
31st minute. First goal of the game. So now that puts the pressure on Northeast a bit.
Yeah, and it's not like they haven't had any chances. I mean, they've had 3 or 4 that if you just, change the angle on it a little bit, you're able to get that one to go in. Great pursuit there from Chet Cuddy to kind of end that run for Killis.
That goes off of Chet Cuddy and goes out.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, it is just about if you can put the ball into the back of the net, You can take as many shots as you want, just got to be clinical in those areas of the field.
Deep throw, nice pass to Bayer.
Switching field, trying to open up the defense here.
Long. Lilienthal is there and offside.
Yeah, just trying to get the run there. Not timing, maybe a little bit off.
Final 12 minutes of the first half. South Suburban leads 1-0 after the Charlene Mendoza goal in the 31st minute. Back toward the middle. Here's a nice look that just is taken away. Good defense by the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
what a job.
Yeah, Killis snuffing that out. It was beautiful defense. I mean, if she doesn't put that foot in there, there's a chance for the Hawks to really have something going. It'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff, cooks up here. Obviously, Chad Miller in this situation. Obviously, he's coached a lot of soccer matches, so he knows, what to do, knows exactly what to see from the team.
Here's a deep shot off of Killis and in. Chet Cuddy. Unbelievable look from beyond. Wow.
Anything you can do, I can do better. It's a great song, but it's also a great analogy for this. Chet Cuddy saw Mendoza pull the trigger from well outside the 18-yard box and is able to send that one home. And just like that, the Hawks even things up at 1-1. What a shot there from Chet Cuddy.
35th minute. Game-tying goal. Here's Chet Cuddy. Wow. And Killis had a good look at it. But when you have to reach up that high, it can be tough to maintain control.
Especially when Chet Cuddy gets a really good foot through the ball. Not only was it, just a powerful shot, it was also one that was perfectly lofted over the keeper. Killis unable to really get a good chance to send that one out.
Chet Cuddy's first game as a Northeast Hawk officially from Melbourne, Australia. Gets her first goal.
Yeah, and Miller's got faith in his. It's just quite funny that that's what happened right after I said that. Miller, like I said, obviously in these situations before. At some points, you just kind of gotta trust in your players and let them see if they can make a play.
So even at 1, under 10 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, both teams grabbing a goal here a little bit later on in the first half. It's very critical to kind of stand your ground if you're both teams here. Great defense there from Chet Cuddy, and there's plenty of space upfield for the Hawks.
McDonald flips it the other way. Here's Long. This goes out, and we'll have another substitution. Megan Derby coming back in for Northeast. She will replace Aaliyah Gordon. There's Tony Gonzalez, head coach for South Suburban. Liked that early strike, but then just 3 minutes later, the equalizer. Castro backs it up to Province. Over to Long. McDonald gets through. Tries to put it away. Becomes a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
Could be seeing things, but I think first look at the sun here today too.
We are. We might be able to turn those lights off up top. Still got the overhead lights on. Chet Cuddy to Derby. Back to Chet Cuddy. Trying to put some moves on the defender. And down goes Derby. Foul going against Alexa Calix.
You see just a little bit too aggressive there, but the Hawks were able to score on their last little set piece, but not doing so there. Nice active keeper, Killis, and she's able to snuff that one out.
High kick here. Chet Cuddy gets in there, but right back to the Bulldogs. And Northeast again reclaims possession.
And you can kind of just see it in the way both teams are playing now. Nerves starting to settle down. Both grab a goal. Now you're seeing both teams kind of flow into their offense a little bit and getting things going.
Here come the Bulldogs. Killis, and that is taken away, but then poked back by South Suburban. Carmen Valadez. Final 6 minutes. Here's an opportunity from Northeast. We'll see how aggressive they try to go.
But trying to work it on that right wing there. Nice run.
Sanders, that gets poked away by the Bulldogs. They will stay with Northeast. Here's a deep one. Just kicked away.
Yeah, there's a one-on-one here.
By Gonzalez. Velades over to Zamarakillis. Now a bit of an injury for the Hawks, but they had the chance and whistle will be blown. Marley Leister. Looks like she's heading to the sideline.
You can see Killis here. Yeah, just trying to keep Leister off the ball and
get
just
poked in the eye.
Yeah, just connected with that arm there.
Maya Dack comes back in.
And Zamora Killis out. And Abigail Flores in for the Bulldogs. So we'll see, you know. It's 4:45 left to go here. Both teams, I think, content going into half.
Gonzalez with a nice move, but nice job defensively by Dack. McDonald will lead the charge up the flank. Bingley. Going to be a corner here for Northeast.
Yeah, set piece here, especially the last 5 minutes of the half. This could be a momentum changer here.
Good look, just off the head and over the bar. Bingley was there for the opportunity, I believe. Actually, Atalia Sanders.
Yeah, no, connects great with this. Just, you know, kind of going to angle the head a little bit differently. Went too far up and over the bar. But, again, another good chance for the Hawks. They've had a handful of them.
They'll keep the foot on the gas, trying to take that lead. Sanders to Osilka. Now to Dack. This is just taken away by Gonzalez. We'll go back to Northeast. Gonzalez doing a nice job trying to play some solid defense in there for South Suburban. But it seems like Northeast is able to get right back on it.
Yeah, but I mean, just look at how many Bulldogs are in the box there. Nice defense from them. You know, if you're Northeast, especially here in the dying minutes of the first half, maybe with the amount of pressure that you've put on their back line, you'd like to see maybe just fire a shot, again, kind of like Chet Cuddy had on that goal.
Juarez kicks it out.
You just like to see them, you know, take a shot, especially, you know, 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. And the same goes for the Bulldogs, both scoring on long-range goals. But you can kind of see it from the Bulldogs. They're putting some pressure on the back line, but they very much stacking their defensive side of the midfield.
Here's Chet Cuddy back inside, poked away defensively by Gonzalez. And Long loses this beyond the touchline. .135 to play in the first half, and a 1-1 game.
Can't have a lapse in concentration from either team. Still, you know, we played 44 minutes. There's still time for at least a couple more chances for either team.
Bingley, miscommunication. Gonzalez was trying to get back on it, but there was Dak who pokes it over to Derby. We go to the final minute of the first half. Bingley gets around the defender. And there's Killis.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. South Suburban taking their time. I think they're content with going in and into the half 1-1.
Against a top 10 team like Northeast.
Yeah, I think, you know, with the talent that Northeast has, getting a goal away from home
10,
is going to be
9,
huge for
8,
South
7,
Suburban, and we'll
6,
see. We'll see
5,
what halftime holds
4,
for both teams.
3, 2, 1.
Well, even at one after one half of play between Northeast and South Suburban, it's a good one when we've got our halftime show coming up next, and we'll talk about everything that we saw in that first half before taking you to half number 2. Coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
Halftime show is brought to you by Insurance 365, your local expert for your Medicare plans, and by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond is your leader in engineering and designing your new building, additions to facilities, and concrete construction. Their professional projects can be seen across Northeast Nebraska. Whether it's a business office, barn, shop, or addition to an existing building, when the project is complete, you'll have a building that meets the needs of your operation. Check out ashoffconstruction.com or call Scott, Kenny, or Luke in Osmond at 402-748-3551.
Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust is honored to be ranked as a national top 20 bank for ag lending by the Independent Community Bankers Association. Elkhorn Valley Bank prides themselves on offering community-focused, experienced lenders with a vast knowledge of agriculture to provide fast and local decisions. Their wide range of products and services are sure to meet the needs of any operation. Elkhorn Valley Bank extends a heartfelt thank you to all their customers for their unwavering loyalty and support.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Make this the summer of Jeep at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Save on our full lineup of SUVs like the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. And take advantage of our current offers going on right now. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue today.
Home health care is a variety of services that are offered in a patient's home, wherever that patient defines their home, whether it be a nursing facility, assisted living, memory care, adult daycare, group home, and it's skilled services that are provided, which can be by a nurse, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, a social worker, or a certified nurse's aide.
Yes, I would recommend Faith Home Health Care, simply because they make it easy for you to stay in your home. And they come with the supplies. You don't have to come up with anything. They bring everything with them. And they're friendly and kind and clean up after themselves. They don't ever leave a mess.
Anybody can qualify for home health, from a newborn all the way up to people greater than 100 years old.
My name is Harriet, and I really enjoy the services that Home Health Care has given me.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Baby Oral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial flooring coverage and insulation for almost 50 years.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Halftime Show is brought to you by Insurance 365, your local expert for your Medicare plans, and by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Halftime in Norfolk, Nebraska at Memorial Field. We are tied at 1 between Northeast and South Suburban here in this season opener for the Hawks, the second game of the year for the Bulldogs. Kalen Devin, Luke Stera on NCN, and let's take a look at how we got here. So both teams were kind of feeling themselves out early. Here was a shot by Osilka, saved by Taylor Killis. She's been pretty busy so far today. A deep look from the Hawks. Again, Killis right there to make the save. And then things flipped a little bit here in just a moment, but another opportunity, corner kick that was able to be saved by Killis again. Just a freshman doing a really nice job out there today. How about that throw-in, though? Joey Long. That was cool.
A little bit more athletic than I am.
A lot of it more athletic than you are, Luke. Here is a nice move here in the deep shot. Charlene Mendoza curling it in right off the crossbar, and it drops for the first goal of the game. 31st minute, South Suburban has the early lead. Then kicks it over to Chet Cuddy. She decides to take a long bomb right over the fingertips of Killis to even up this game at 1. How about that shot?
Yeah, it was a heck of a shot. You know, I say this every time I call a soccer game, and I say it for a reason. I love seeing a player doesn't care, and we've seen it twice today from Mendoza and as well as Chet Cuddy on the 2 goals. They didn't care where they were. They were going to pull the trigger. It seemed like the minute they saw the ball drop, they were like, I'm just going to take a shot.
Might as well.
And you see what happens. I love that's that instinct that you don't see in a lot of players, you know, who are willing to take that risk. Yeah, if this goes wayward, might catch some grief for it, but both of them answering the call and scoring 2 goals that tie us up at 1-1 heading into the second half.
Well, in a game like this, there's been a lack of opportunities. Northeast has had a few more opportunities than South Suburban. I would say the Bulldogs have really only had 2 really good looks, and one of those was able to get in. So you look at that. Northeast has had the chances, and if they want to try to pull away and win this game, they're going to have to capitalize on a few more of those. Meanwhile, South Suburban, they're going to have a high success rate because they have not had possession for as long as Northeast has. It's been probably a solid 65, 35, 70, 30 in favor of the Hawks for possession time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I'm going to call it into question once again the new factor that's going to probably affect the second half, especially late on, is that sun has started to eke out. And like we said earlier, heat advisories, excessive heat warnings. Hate to be a meteorologist, but it does play a factor in the games in that these teams, if they were tired in that first half, especially, I mean, both teams, South Suburban, from having played a game just 2 days ago, may start to see some fatigue. Northeast playing their first game, full game of the regular season for them. You may see them start to, you know, tire out a little bit quicker, haven't gotten them under their feet. We'll see what both these teams are made of, especially as temperatures, you know, could climb into the hundreds as we head further and further into the afternoon.
Both teams are getting ready to enter the pitch, warm up, stretch, and get ready for our second half. 1-1, Northeast and South Suburban. We've got the second half coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by
Halftime show is brought to you by Insurance 365, your local expert for your Medicare plans, and by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at. We got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings, an award-winning experience. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
My brother RJ had me believe that he knew exactly what he was taking. But I don't think that during those times he was ever necessarily sober. We lost RJ at 32 to a prescription opioid overdose.
Halftime show is brought to you by Insurance 365, your local expert for your Medicare plans, and by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Get ready for the second half of action on News Channel Nebraska, 1-1 between Northeast and South Suburban. Kayla Devin, Luke Stera with you on NCN today. The sun is out. It's starting to get a little warm. Starting to get a little bright out here, too. Might be squinting a little bit whenever we're looking in at some jerseys. Just part of the game.
I'm just happy that we're facing this side so that when the sun eventually goes a little bit further into the sky, it'll rise above us and we won't have to worry about it. I'll have to worry about it when we interview our players or our player and coach of the game, Coach Chad Miller. Heading into our post-game show, but you get to enjoy a nice press box up here. You got a fan next to you. So
yeah, it sounds like you're just complaining.
No, never.
You've never done that before.
I think if you poll people, never complain, especially my mom, dad, and all of my siblings. They would say I never complain.
Yeah,
ever.
I bet you were voted biggest complainer in high school.
Wasn't a thing. Was not a thing. Also, I'm going to harken back to what you said during the halftime, me not being athletic. Listen.
I've seen your athleticism.
I mean.
I've seen the lack of athleticism.
There you go. I don't think you're much of a Michael Jordan or anything like that, so.
Well, you've never seen me in action before.
That's fair.
All right, let's get started here in our second half on NCN Northeast and South Suburban. It will be the Hawks to get things going. Lilienthal will get this out to start, but as soon as the Hawks had possession, it's taken away by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think going into the second half, it's going to be interesting to see what both coaches, Gonzalez and Miller, told their teams as far as, what are we going to change up in the second half? Are we going to press a little bit more? You might see that from South Suburban in that first half, especially towards the end. They were really sitting back and letting the Hawks really attack them and just kind of inviting that pressure. We'll see if that changes courses here in the second half, especially at the start. You want to start off after, the end of the first half. You want to start off the second half on a good note.
We flip fields as well. So Northeast is moving from left to right on your screen. And the Hawks will have possession. Deep throw-in that is booted right back out by Ruby Robles. Northeast moving quickly, picks it up right as it goes out of touch. McDonald, that's a nice play defensively by the Bulldogs. Katie Juarez.
Yeah, Northeast moving really quick here to start off the second half. Here's a chance.
McDonald trying to split through two defenders. It's taken away. That's Yadi Mendez. And here's a whistle going against South Suburban.
Yeah, 2 minutes gone, but you kind of see for the Hawks, maybe that was one of the messages, just having that little bit of extra energy. We'll see if, having not played a full regular season game yet, we'll see if that actually ends up helping them. I talked how it could affect them in the second half. We'll see if that helps them, especially if they get some substitutions in, see if that energy really hits the team well.
Oh, a couple players down already. Inside, here's a little poke that just moves wide. And now a little bit of a limp coming from Perez.
Yeah, good chance there for the Hawks, but coming back to a foul. It was good from the ref to play advantage there, see how the play ends up finishing out, but so far the Hawks kind of on the front foot here in this second half.
And here's a bit of a tabletop. That's between Osilka and Perez.
You see her just clipping on the back side of it.
Osilka over to Province. And now Castro for the Hawks. Here's Osilka. Has some space.
Yeah, they might try to work this right wing here.
That's exactly where they go. Here's Derby. Chased by Perez and then taken away. Good job defensively. That's Ruby Robles for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there was a chance there. Out of position was Megan Derby, but they're able to gain possession back. Great through ball here. Just got to get the pace touch it, but just goes a little too far.
I don't think Lilienthal really saw it before the ball was already past her vision.
Yeah, but you see for Coach Miller, like I said, they've just come out of the second half with a little bit more energy, a little bit more emphasis on the attacking side of things.
Here comes Northeast again. Osilka, Lilienthal, take it away.
Nice stop
Bernice
there.
Cepeda.
Nice stop there from Derby. That was huge.
Lilienthal again trying to work it through. Here's Cepeda once more. That goes wide.
It seems like here to start the second half, South Suburban a little bit, I don't want to say lax, but every ball they're getting to is just a little bit later than the Hawks. Good shot there, but a good save from Killis. Just testing, kind of like we saw in the first half, Hawks trying to test her early.
That was Leister trying to give her a shot, but Killis has been very active in goal today. Now here's an opportunity, Cepeda for South Suburban, but nicely job by Province to get there and halt the attack.
Great play from Province, but a little bit too far of a touch for the Bulldogs.
Osilka. Some numbers here for South Suburban trying to move it through. We'll have a throw-in. Able to keep this one in. Good effort. Lexi Lilienthal tried to get there.
Yeah, there was acres of green on the right side. They've been really trying to attack that.
Zeta Gill, and now again to Osilka and Northeast. One game. Hawks with some good movement here. Bit of a stumble there off that kick. And now a little bit of a limp from Bulldogs. Katie Juarez. Juarez kind of planted her foot when she was booting that away and stopped for a moment.
And there's a chance on this throw for the Bulldogs to really get their first shot on goal here in the second half.
Gonzalez takes it back in. Some pressure on the Hawks. Opportunity, deep one that's blocked. Good defense by Northeast.
Yeah,
Zeta Gill had the shot.
Standing strong there for the Hawks.
It's always nice if you can make the stop before it even gets to your goalie. Nice pass.
It's good give and go.
The sideline goes Leister. Out racing everybody. But will be a goal kick. Good job again by the Hawks. Both teams kind of feeling out the first portion of this second half, almost like the first half. It's like they're very, very similar tempos. Hawks have maybe turned up the aggressiveness a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to really work both sides of the field here on the wings, trying to outpace the Bulldogs here, but great defense so far has really prevented any facilitation on the wings.
That's where that conditioning comes in too. We talk about the fitness of a soccer player when you condition well. It's not always about the early opportunities, but usually about the later ones. If you can stay in good shape, be able to tire out your defenders, you might have better luck trying to get through balls going forward. Nice job by the Hawks to get there and stop that.
Great pace here, but better defense from Robles.
12 minutes down. McDonald and Gill fighting a bit, resulting in a corner for Northeast. Here's another opportunity for a chance to break this tie. Mack coming back out for the Hawks for Addison Osilka. Oh! Able to drop in.
What a goal there. I mean, a set piece, Talia Sanders able to answer the call. 2 Aussies today putting the ball into the back of the net for the Hawks, and just like that, a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, you got to like that. That's what we were talking about from the Hawks, a next real opportunity, and you do it off of a corner.
Just like that, the Hawks have had a couple chances here in this second half early on, and they've been putting on the pressure. It was only a matter of time before they were able to claim that second goal of the game, and it could prove to be the one to maybe get things going, as the Hawks have had real chances here, more so than the Bulldogs in this second half.
58th minute, and the Hawks are ahead. There's a nice stop from Killis. They tried to go right back at her.
I like the shot there, but there were a couple other Hawks in the area, and maybe want to see that pass to one of them.
Hawks again with an opportunity.
It's good timing there, just couldn't get it quite past the defender.
And now a player down for the Bulldogs. Perez trying to get back up. She looks to be okay.
Yeah, and we'll see how the Bulldogs respond. They were on the front foot of this game after that first goal, but by Mendoza, but now kind of on the back foot. Have a lot of two
here's
straight.
a great opportunity. McDonald, it's one-on-one. And she wins this battle. Olivia McDonald, New Zealander, able to poke it through, and the Hawks in a flash take a 3-1 lead.
What poise there from McDonald. I mean, when you're in a situation like that, one-on-one with the keeper, it's just you and them. There's no other person on the field, it seems like, at that point. Beautiful run, a nice pass by Lilienthal. But again, pushing forward, faced with a one-on-one, it's at that point you just got to pick a side and just kind of hope and pray that you pick the right one, and she is able, a nice low driving shot into the bottom left corner. Great finish there from McDonald.
Puts the pressure on the Bulldogs quite a bit more now. Just 2 minutes separating from the goal from Sanders, now to McDonald. And that would have been a good opportunity for South Suburban that could have gotten through. Chasing it down here. It's Velades. Back to Northeast and poked out.
Yeah, but like I was saying, you know, it just seemed like even in that first minute or two from the Hawks, they've just kind of had a rebirth of energy here in the second half. They don't care if it's going to be 100 degrees today.
No.
They just seemingly just, I don't know what Coach Miller said at half, but it seemed to work. They've really been attacking here.
And now this is kind of the momentum you get that you just want to keep on going.
They got a 3-on-2 here.
Great opportunity. Look at the speed on the outside. And this almost looked like it went off of the Hawks, but it will be a corner. Samantha Bayer was trying to work her way through. When it was poked out, she was able to avoid it going off her foot.
Yeah, but again, capitalizing on the Bulldogs' mistakes, a loss of possession at midfield turns into a corner kick for the Hawks.
Another chance. Killis is there right into her grasp. Northeast still trying to push it. It goes off of Dak. There's a good clear. Back to Dak. Another good job defensively. Robles pokes it out for South Suburban.
Yeah, and I think another thing to really pay attention to is how the Bulldogs respond to this. I mean, you go up 1-0 away from home, got a little bit of momentum building. Eventually, the Hawks equalize, but not just equalize. They've now scored 3 straight unanswered goals, and so for the Bulldogs, you got to know, who's it going to come from? Mendoza had the goal earlier.
Chet Cuddy's pass to Lilienthal was a little deep. Throw in, and Chet Cuddy tries to body her way inside. Pass it back up. Some nice defense off the foot of Zepeda. Another chance for the Hawks. Dak, good stop. Slides on through, and this will be a goal kick.
Yeah,
defense locked up there for South Suburban.
But even in an attack like that, ends up not amounting to anything for the Hawks. But again, it's just the confidence. They seem to have a little bit of swagger here after those first 2 goals go in to give them the 3-1 lead. They're just playing with a different type of confidence that's really dangerous for the Bulldogs because, in just a period of 2 minutes, you have a chance to keep this game knotted up at 1-1, maybe even getting a chance at a goal yourself. But so far, the Hawks have just been able to turn it into something, and there's a chance for this game to really get out of hand if the Bulldogs aren't able to respond.
Yeah, definitely a big turn. The opportunity from the Bulldogs. They didn't have as many numbers there as the Hawks defense did. "25 minutes and 30 seconds left. 3-1 lead for the Northeast Hawks, trying to start out 1-0. A lot of space here. Billingsley trying to chase it down. She's got some speed on this right side. We'll put it up. Nice tip away from Killis. But the Hawks still had a chance to ricochet.
Good strength there from Killis to be able to hold off the defender because, that dangerous cross there, the initial save by Killis, great strength there, holding off the Hawk and able to clear it out.
Another Hawk is down. Just for a moment, Aaliyah Gordon. She's back up. So Gordon will be able to get things going again here. Derby to Bingley and then poked away.
Yeah, I like that little attempt at a give and go there between the Hawks, Bayer, and Bingley, but just couldn't. Timing was a little bit off, was behind.
Good slide tackle by Chet Cuddy, but Bulldogs are staying with it. A nice job by the keeper to get up there and make the stop.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs, it just seems like fatigue might be starting to set in.
And there's a whistle on Chet Cuddy. I think she liked that one.
Was a foul, but, you know, maybe a little borderline of foul, but again, for the Bulldogs, this gives them a good chance.
And need more opportunities like this. Brings up Charlene Mendoza. She scored that goal in the 31st minute today. Mendoza will move back toward the center. Robles with the chance. Good job defensively. Another chance here for the Bulldogs is shut down this time.
Yeah, and on the deflection like that, you never really know where the ball is going to go, so that was good. Good poise there.
Another look at it there. Can be hard to be a keeper when you've got so many bodies right in front of you. You don't know who's going to get a piece of it, which way you have to go. Deflections are always such a big part of the game. Goes into the stance. A substitution for South Suburban. Angelica Yanez. Comes out for the Bulldogs. Nice move here. Couple miscommunications for South Suburban. They've had some good opportunities, but those passes have not always been on the mark.
That's still in.
Unbelievable. Bingley comes after it. Poked away. Bingley tries to keep with it, and it goes out. So that will be a corner.
Yeah, and that ball just kind of tight-roped along the sidelines.
Give some credit to Yadi Mendez there defensively.
Good strength. Holding Bingley off. I mean, look at that. Just spinning right for the Hawks there. Initially thought that might just go out.
Bayer with the corner. It is almost poked in, still in danger territory. Chet Cuddy was there, and now this is wide.
A little bit of danger there for the Bulldogs. Dealt with well, able to poke it out. Just as far as Dak, but ends up no damage is done for the Bulldogs.
Northeast has shown some strength on the corners. There's Bayer. Mendoza. Starting to see some pretty aggressive plays now. Some good battles between offense and defense. Lights are still on overhead. Probably can turn those off now, save a little bit of power.
There is always a chance that maybe someone did forget. I don't know. It was foggy this morning.
Hey, I would have forgotten.
Yeah.
By now, so.
It's 9 a.m. You know, it's the first game of the season for Northeast. You know, week 0, week 1, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the crew needs practice too.
Exactly. I saw, not to mention too much about college football, but yesterday was watching the New Mexico-Montana State game. Great game.
Yeah.
But they were having some technical difficulties during that game. So and in fact, I do remember, thank you, Connor, in the truck, but
what happened?
A windstorm happened in that game,
Oh.
and it knocked the top cam over.
Wow.
We don't really see windstorms like they do in New Mexico, but
no, that's true. It was an upset, but it wasn't, because I think New Mexico was not favored on the score sheet, but they were favored in Vegas. So, a little fun fact for you.
Fun fact, Devin Dampier, first-year quarterback for New Mexico, entirely new staff. Bit of a rough start to the season, unlike the Hawks here today.
Yeah, good start for Northeast, for sure. 22 wins a year ago.
Yeah, we'll see how they develop this season, obviously.
Oh, here's another great chance, and that drops in. Little bit of a collision off the foot of, it was the pass from Lilienthal. And Sanders got back in there for her second goal of the day.
Nice finish, and might get credited as an own goal. Couldn't quite see who made the last contact with it. But yeah, no, great move from the Hawks. Yeah, it's tough to see. I think they will end up crediting that goal to Sanders, but in 2 goals for Sanders today. The sophomore from Queensland, Australia. Gives the Hawks a 4-1 lead.
Got in a bit of a collision with Katie Juarez, and Juarez will officially exit the pitch.
Just a fun fact here today. All the goals for Northeast have been scored from the continent of Australia.
Yep.
And I don't know if New Zealand's included in that. It's Oceania. Excuse me.
So you're actually wrong.
I'm wrong. Well, that's not the first time. It won't be the last.
It's from the general vicinity.
Still a fun fact, though.
Three Australian goals and 1 New Zealand goal.
Love it. In Norfolk, Nebraska, of all places.
Isn't that awesome? Cross that off your bingo card. It's a hat trick for Australia today. Nice little brace from Talia Sanders.
You've been brushing up on your soccer lingo. A brace?
Don't look at me like that.
I like that. It's good to see that. You know what, I mean, obviously the 3 goals. If we were to see that today, what is that called?
I just told you it's an Australian hat trick. Of course I know what that means.
There you go. Love it. See, we're all learning.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing. I like seeing people learn about a sport that I watch a lot.
South Suburban still leaving it all out there. Killis.
Oh!
Wow! How about that? Zamara Killis Well, it puts a little pressure back on Northeast, just a 2-goal game now.
What a rocket there. That was a heck of a finish with the right foot. I mean, that was with momentum included into the opposite corner of the net. What a goal.
Take another look at it here. That was incredible. Looked like Zamara Killis here.
I mean, what a strike.
And frustrated for the keeper.
I mean, that's what you need if you're the Bulldogs, you know. 4 straight goals go the Hawks' way. You're able to get one back. 2 great shots from Mendoza and Killis so far today. But again, now time starts to be a factor. Still 15 minutes. We saw the Hawks score 2 in 2 minutes. Obviously, based off the strikes we've seen from the Bulldogs, they can easily replicate that and make this game quite interesting in the last 15 minutes.
Main thing for South Suburban is that they'll have to keep some aggressive push on Northeast. Otherwise, it could be tough because the Hawks have been doing a great job today keeping possession. McDonald will have this poked away. Almost got by that flag. A few feet away from being a corner. Northeast probably isn't in a lot of hurry today. The 2-goal lead. McDonald trying to chase after it. Now Lilienthal.
I don't know, the Hawks only have 2 back right now 3 obviously, but they looks like they're well working to try and get another goal.
Good little chance, but Killis again is there. If you're South Suburban, you're going to have to find a way to keep the Hawks from keeping possession here late. Try to make some runs. Osilka. Just goes off the foot a little awkwardly for Zepeda. Another substitution for the Bulldogs. Alexa Calix returns. Lilienthal over to McDonald. Good defense.
A nice move there from McDonald. She was able to not only hold off the defender, but also force that one out of bounds for a throw-in.
Back over to Derby. McDonald again here. Derby chasing. And will be a corner.
And we've seen how dangerous the Hawks have been on these set pieces. Kind of see they're all floating right above the 18-yard.
Here's the chance, and just wide. but we'll be able to redo it again for Northeast. Have another opportunity here.
Yeah, you can kind of see what the Hawks are cooking up there. They're kind of having everyone out and then crashing them in to try and find the holes in the defense.
Nice job there by the Bulldogs. And here's a clear. Picked up by Long. Here's a shot. Killis is there, almost lost it. I was off of Sanders, and then Lilienthal tried to get in there. Osilka able to keep it.
A critical save there from Killis because there were two Hawks just, no pun intended, hawking that ball. If it were to pop out.
We are 10 minutes away from the end of this one. Hawks are up 4-2, and make sure to stick around for the end of this game for our coach and player interviews. They are brought to you by Northeast Community College. Big thanks to them for having us out here today.
Again, the Hawks have just been really bearing down so far in this second half on the wings. Yes, granted, they've allowed a goal in each half, but their great attacking has really gone well for them. Obviously, before going down 1-0 in that first half, they had a few chances. You know, if they just went their way, may have been able to take the lead.
Bayer, that drops in again. Northeast is able to grab another one. It's Sanders. She's officially got the hat trick.
Can't say much more than that, can ya? Defense has allowed 2 goals in, but offense has well made up for it with their attacking side of things. 5 goals in their first game. It seemed like after that first goal, this may have been a defensive battle. It was a matter of who would get the best chance in the second half, but so far the Hawks have made plenty of opportunities, have created a lot of chances. That's another goal off of a set piece. Nice finish from Sanders.
5-2.
More importantly, with just 8 minutes to go, I mean, it's going to take quite a lot for the Bulldogs to get 3 goals here in the final 8.5.
They're really going to have to start finding their ways to get possession. That's been the biggest challenge for South Suburban today, is that they really haven't been able to hold on to the ball too easily. First goal for Northeast scored by Chet Cuddy. And you had Sanders, McDonald, Sanders. Up the far side. Northeast still trying to push.
Yeah, and I think, obviously it may get lost in the fact Talia Sanders has put 3 into the back of the net in the second half. But Chet Cuddy, I think, really need to call her name for that first goal in the first half, because it seemed like the Hawks weren't really getting anything going, and she's able to jumpstart the offense, and you don't know what that does for the team, being able to take some confidence from that first half, going in 1-1 after going down 1-0. And obviously here in the second half, everything's kind of gone the Hawks' way.
Chet Cuddy hanging in there as this goes out. Good run, opportunity from Mendoza for the Bulldogs. Here's Dak. Good defense again. This is a goal kick. Just over 6 minutes left in a 3-goal game. Northeast leads 5-2 over South Suburban. At midfield, Province. Over to Dak, now inside to Kovorik. Leister could move over there. Another chance. That's saved by Killis. Actually, I'll call that offside. Was a good look, though.
Oh, great look. And again, even though they're up by 3, they've still wanted to get more. And like I said, talking about the first half goal, any goal here on out from the Hawks really is just a confidence booster as they head into a very, very long season.
Did a competitive Region 11 as well. This will go back to South Suburban. Alexa Calix got there. Played some good defense as it goes out. Couple subs coming in each way. Leilani Elvira coming in for Northeast. Elvira, now this is taken away. Four minutes to go. And a player down on South Suburban. Be Zeta Gill. Take a quick look at her. 5-2, 3:51 to play. Looks like she will be okay. Getting right up there. We'll need some help to get off the field. Always hope that she's okay. Be a twisted ankle for Zeta Gill. It's our first game of 2 today on News Channel Nebraska. We will have the men's, both Northeast and South Suburban, doing battle as soon as this one reaches the end. Elvira. As that poked away, Elvira will throw it in. Bayard. It goes right back out. Five to 2 lead for Northeast. Hat trick for Talia Sanders. Now got a call for offside. That stops the Hawks' attack. Northeast still keeping the pressure on, though. Here's Dak trying to push it through. Bingley. And this is going the other way. You've just seen this a lot today. Northeast can get stopped, but as soon as they do, it feels like they always get the ball back. We'll stay playing here. Alvira pushes it back up to Bayard, and this will be a corner. Samantha Bayer to take it. Goes a little deep off of the head of Bingley. Pushes it right back up. Ricocheted a little bit. Hustle for the ball as this goes out. We'll stay with Northeast. Bayer's fighting for it, and now a goal kick.
1 minute remaining in the match.
Reaching the end here. .20 seconds. As this is pushed in, it's another one for Northeast. Bingley gets in on the action. She had a couple opportunities. Amelia Bingley. And guess what? It's another Australian. They've been all over the place here in the 90th minute. That goes out. 7 seconds.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we've reached the horn, the final game, final score here in the season opener for the Northeast Hawks. They get the win 6-2 over South Suburban here at home. Hawks will start the season 1-0. We'll have the men's game in about 30 minutes, but don't worry, we've also got your post-game coaches interview along with our player of the game. We'll do that as well as our top plays It's coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Are your Medicare supplements too high? Does your employer not offer health insurance? Who can I trust locally in a live office and not an 800 number? Come see Insurance 365 healthcare experts Angela Credeville and Sarah Kuhn. Angela specializes for you with personal consulting for people over 65 and their Medicare plans. Sarah is the expert on individual plans for those of you under 65. Angela and Sarah, the healthcare experts you want to do business with.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial flooring coverage and installation for almost 50 years.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Northeast Hawks get the win today at home over South Suburban. They get it done 6-2 right here on News Channel Nebraska. Let's take you down to our top plays. Brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank for all your banking needs. Elkhorn Valley Bank of Trust. There is a difference. And Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. It all starts the season opener for the Hawks. South Suburban drew their first game of the year to Iowa Central. And it would actually be the Bulldogs striking first. Charlene Mendoza takes a deep one that curls on in and drops. Deep shot, got the game started for South Suburban. And then an answer right back from Northeast. Elena Chetcuddy, a heater from way beyond, ties the game at 1. We go into the half in a 1-1 game where both teams are still trying to find their footing. Northeast off of a corner. Talia Sanders, what a goal. It's her first of the day in the 58th minute. Breaks the tie and gives Northeast a 2-1 lead. Move on to the second goal just 2 minutes later. This slides on through, and here's McDonald. Has to beat the keeper, and she does. Nice job by McDonald able to find it all the way through. 3-1 at this point. Another chance gets on through. Talia Sanders again collides with the defender, but it goes off her foot for her second goal and makes it a 4-1 game. Hawks in business. South Suburban trying to put a little pressure on. Here's a nice run. A heat-seeking missile. Zamara Killis. That finds the back of the net and gives a little life to the Bulldogs. It's 4-2. Next up, Talia Sanders, again off the corner. Just slides in through the side of the net. It's her third goal. She's got the hat trick, and the Hawks have a 5-2 lead. We aren't quite done yet. Amelia Bingley off the pass from Deck. Bingley heads on in and puts it in right through the center and gives Northeast a final score of 6-2 and the victory for the Hawks. Our top plays on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Currency. As we wait just a moment, we'll have our top play or all our interviews, coach interview and player of the game with Luke Stara. That's coming up next on NCN.
Elevate your drive with Woodhouse Ford. From driving the city streets to cruising the back roads, Woodhouse Ford has something for every lifestyle. Discover the joy of performance and reliability with Woodhouse Ford, where every mile is a testament to quality craftsmanship. With 3 locations in Omaha, Blair, and Plattsmouth, Woodhouse Ford is ready to help you. Shop our inventory and offers going on now and experience the difference of buying with Woodhouse Ford.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
Fields, farms, communities. That's Farmers Pride. Our purpose is simple. We help farmers feed the world. We bring value to our communities by investing in what matters to people. Because we are from here, work here, and live here. We believe in cooperatives, locally owned, locally operated, and locally controlled. In the field, on your farm, in your community. That's Farmers Pride.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond is your leader in engineering and designing your new building, additions to facilities, and concrete construction. Their professional projects can be seen across Northeast Nebraska. Whether it's a business office, barn, shop, or addition to an existing building, when the project is complete, you'll have a building that meets the needs of your operation. Check out AshoffConstruction.com or call Scott, Kenny, or Luke in Osmond at 402-748-3551.
Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust is honored to be ranked as a national top 20 bank for ag lending by the Independent Community Bankers Association. Elkhorn Valley Bank prides themselves on offering community-focused, experienced lenders with a vast knowledge of agriculture to provide fast and local decisions. Their wide range of products and services are sure to meet the needs of any operation. Elkhorn Valley Bank extends a heartfelt thank you to all their customers for their unwavering loyalty and support.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Down here at Veterans Memorial Field, joined now by head coach of the Northeast Hawks, Chad Miller. Coach, you guys go down early, 1-0, right around the 20th minute. What's kind of the mentality for the team in their first game of the season, getting out and really making a statement after going down 1-0?
I think it was good. I think when it happened, I just kind of felt, well, this is our opportunity to see how we react to being down 1-0. We're playing some great teams this year, so I think the chances are going to happen that we're going to be down, and we have to be able to play from behind. So I was just kind of like, all right, well, I guess we'll see how it comes out, and I really like how we responded.
Yeah, and talking about that response, obviously, after going down 1-0, we had a beautiful goal to tie things up at halftime. And at a half, you guys had just a different energy. You guys were very confident on the ball. What was the halftime team talk like?
Well, I just told them we needed to increase our intensity a bit and play like we wanted it. I was somewhat happy with the first half. I thought we did really well, but then it just seemed like we didn't have the intensity to go towards goal and get after it. So I just said we have to find that and pick it up and then create some runs up top, and I thought they did really well on that. Our connections from the midfield to the forwards were 10 times better, so I think that was good going out.
Yeah, and of course, ended up winning 5-2. What kind of confidence does this do for your team? Obviously facing the adversity, being down 1-0, end up winning 5-2, getting those 4 goals in the second half.
Well, I think it gives them confidence. This team is just so relaxed and casual. It almost pulls my hair out because they're cool with it. I hope that they can take that and they realize that. I think they understand that they have talent and that they can play. So I just don't think they're going to get too caught up in that kind of stuff. But it was great seeing them being able to come out and come that hard the second half and be able to do it. I'd like to see us do it for 90 minutes, but I was very happy with the ending.
Awesome. Well, Coach, congratulations on your first win of the season, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll bring in our player of the game, Talia. Well, you get a hat trick. Obviously, you were just 3 of the 5 goals scored today. What was working for you in that second half that you were able to find the net 3 times?
I think I was just really hungry to score, and in the first half we shouldn't have been down, so I just had the attitude of right, we need to be winning. I need to get some goals.
Yeah, and obviously we made the joke about it in the press box, but it really speaks to this, this team. 4 of the goals were from Aussies or from people from New Zealand, So, coming here to Norfolk and, playing with this team, what's it been like meshing, kind of arriving in I don't want to say a different culture, but just kind of moving ship and heading to Norfolk?
Yeah, it was a bit difficult at first, but the more we play together, the more we learn each other and how we move, where we are. So I find the more we play, the easier it is to find each other. So yeah, I think the more the season progresses, the better we'll be playing together.
Yeah, and obviously, like I was talking with Coach, you guys get a big 5-2 win to start off your season. What's going to be the keys for you guys as you take on tougher and tougher competition as the season goes on?
I think just sticking to the basics and really doing what we know best. Making sure we progress through the lines like we have been, making sure we're doing everything that Coach has been teaching us to do, and I think we'll be all right if we do all that.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the win and congrats on your hat trick. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that was Talia Sanders. We'll send it back up to Kaylin one more time before we head into our men's game.
Yeah, great day for the Hawks, and they are 1-0. Congrats to Talia Sanders, 3 goals today, and a 6-goal fest for Northeast as they get the win 6-2 over the South Suburban Bulldogs. Well, stick around because in just a little bit we'll have our men's game underway. We've got the same 2 teams, Northeast men and the South Suburban men. It's coming up next.